to get the defendant to sit back in the car. He also has to grab his legs and push them back into the car. And you also watch the video.
We watched the video and we have a timestamp, Judge.
And what's happening in the case of this black boy?
Judge, we just want to address some of the questions that defense and you had yesterday. Defense was saying that he felt that interference statute was overbroad. We found case law saying that it's, or vague, that it's unconstitutionally vague. We found case law saying that it's not unconstitutionally vague. It's from DeContal versus State. I've tendered it to defense. Can I approach Judge?
I gotta imagine that if it was unconstitutionally vague, someone would have challenged it and it would have,
Well, maybe I haven't had my case yet.
Okay.
And, I'm happy for you to make new law, always.
Judge, I hand you DeContal versus State? I just.
DeCantel.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's out of Court 8 in Harris County. So why are you saying that there's no PC in this case?
Is there a PC for something else? Yes. Is there for the interference with public duties? No. I mean, because it's on video, it didn't happen, Judge. So they get calls for an assault, a disturbance, whatever.
You're telling me the fact that they're saying he goes plank in the car while
he doesn't
being arrested doesn't
He does not go plank. It's on video, Judge.
Would they say he uses his, I guess he uses
He's in
his
handcuffs.
The officer has to place his hand on the chest of the defendant to get the defendant to sit back in the car. He also has to grab his legs and push them back into the car. We also watch the video.
We watched the video and we have a timestamp, Judge.
Could it be that okay, so I know that a lot of times when they're putting a defendant into the car, they need help, right? They're unable to do it by themselves, or is he actively resisting getting into the car?
He tried exiting the vehicle, Judge. And that's why they had to push him back into it.
He leans forward. He's yelling at his mom, record, call. The third time they have taken him out. This is 3 times. They put him in the car and they take him out so they can search him. The cop is sitting there going, oh, well, search him again. We can search him 20 times. If you feel you need to search him 20 times, search him 20 times for your safety. The cop doesn't even know what he's charging him with. DA hasn't been caught. The cop's sitting there going, we're getting you for resisting transport. Resisting transport. That is what the cop thinks he's taking of it. DA, Officer Singh, it's a 27-minute video. Okay? At no point is the DA's office called to this point. Okay? That happens after. Fine. For an assault, they can argue. I can argue case law. Ford v. State, specific articulable facts of crime may have occurred. Fine. They are there on an assault. Okay? They didn't take an assault. So then they detain him, right? They find that he has the warrant. So, okay, you're taking him in on the warrant. Fine.
Judge, it's common for officers to conduct an investigation before they call intake. That's not an abnormal thing.
I mean, that's neither here nor there. But the question is he impeding the arrest or the function of arrest? Because I guess that you guys are basing the interference on the fact that he's not allowing him that, what's his name again?
Zenon, Your Honor.
Mr. Zenon is not allowing the officer to arrest him by putting him in the car.
Respectfully, Judge, the officer doesn't even have to be arresting him. They just have to be looking into any legitimate matter. And then he's interfering with that. And I will say, if he'd already been in the car 3 times, like defense pointed out, I would think he wouldn't need help getting in. So to us, it appears as though he's trying to push out. The officer has to put his hand on his chest to push him back into the car and then take his legs and place them into the car.
He was cooperative the whole time. He's on his mom. If anyone's aggressive, it's the cop from the beginning.
Judge,
And I asked at the court's discretion, watch the video. You only need to watch like 2 minutes, the 13 to 15 minute mark, Your Honor. I mean, that's all you really need to watch on this.
Judge,
Watch it now.
We can watch the video, Judge.
Cue it up. Let's watch it.
I'm just turning the volume up, Judge, as well.
He talking about don't let him pull up. They talking about I got a warrant out for Fort Bend County for assault. Look, he pushing me. Mama, record it. Mama, look, record him. Now you're under arrest. I'm under arrest. You charged, both of them. Resisting transport. Resisting? I wasn't resisting. You just resisted transport. Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Now you got a new charge. Yeah.
Come on.
Thank you, Judge.
Really? That's it?
That's it, Your Honor.
That's the relevant portion that defense is.
Oh, come on.
The officer is investigating legitimate.
I know, but No, all right, I'm
Do
with
you
you.
see why I'm so upset, Your Honor?
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You can resolve this resisting.
Yeah, look, yeah, I mean, you're not gonna hurt our feelings, you need to do what you need to do. Perhaps it was the wrong one, but yeah, was it resisting?
Nope.
My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. But no PC.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Narcisse, sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
On April 20th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a disturbance of a weapon call at a hotel. The hotel staff said that an unidentified third party alerted them that the defendant had a weapon. The defendant was detained, and a witness told the law enforcement officers that the defendant had a backpack behind a bush prior to the law enforcement officers arriving. The backpack was recovered and a handgun was found in the backpack. The defendant is currently 19 years old.
You like Skip. How do they know the backpack was his? What was he doing wrong?
There was a witness, Your Honor, that stated that they saw the defendant hide the backpack behind a bush. And the hotel staff was able to identify the defendant as the individual they were told had a gun. And that's what the officer.
Was he just standing while black or something? What's he doing wrong?
They were just alerted.
No. I'm gonna find no probable cause in your case, Mr. Narcisse. Be careful, man. So many out there, out to get you, put you down. You know, you're 19. Do something with your life. Don't become a statistic. Hang tight for me.
We're approaching on Mr. Jeremiah Cummings. That's the one about the deadly conduct.
I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so you're gonna have to refresh my memory. What happened?
Yes, sir. I'll just read the summary. On April 11th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to a family disturbance call and met with the complaining witness. The complaining witness said that an argument occurred between her and the defendant, and that the defendant grabbed his handgun and held it in his hand as his anger intensified. The complaining witness left the apartment due to fear, returned to the apartment and contacted the sheriff's office to report the incident. When the officer approached the defendant, he stated, "I'm not talking, I'm answering questions." Gathered his things and grabbed a handgun and placed it in his hand. The officer then drew a weapon and said, shoot me then." The deadly conduct, Your Honor, is alleged based on the fact that the defendant was holding the gun during the argument with the complaining witness.
Does that mean that if anyone ever gets into an argument and has a gun in their hand, that they're literally, I mean, theoretically guilty of a deadly conduct just by virtue of, and then what kind of argument can it be? What level of discourse must there be for someone to be,
Right, and.
That can't be the law.
Talk about this one where it's not a terroristic threat or an hang off, and nothing was really said, it was like the point is, after, we have also spoken.
So, I mean, think about this. Like, let's say you and I are arguing, right? And I'm mad at you and I just, I get the gun just to put it somewhere else,
Right. I get you. And I mean, wasn't charged as an ag.
I get it, but
We have spoken to the complainant. I think I remember last time with this case, you wanted to hear from the complainant. Just before you made a PC.
do you have anything else?
She's not, from what we can see, she's not. She wants to be around him. She said he had a gun.
Is he here?
No,
He's not
he
here?
waived his appearance.
Right. I remember, yeah.